We talk a lot about the big sins, the obvious ones, but there's one we tiptoe right past, one we even brag about a little. Worry.
We say it like a personality trait. Oh, I'm just a worrier. Like it's cute, like it's harmless, as if running tomorrow's disaster on a loop is just who we are. So let me show you what worry actually looks like, the version we don't see. Picture every worry as a stone you put in a backpack, and you wear it everywhere you go. Here's stone number 1. What if the bills don't stretch this month? Plop. Into the bag it goes. Doesn't feel too heavy yet. Just 1. Stone 3. What if that text I sent came across wrong? Stone 4. What if my health thing is something serious? Plop. Plop.
And I tell myself I've got it handled. It's manageable. Everybody carries a little something, right? So I sling it on and head into my day. But the thing about worry stones is they multiply. One worry has babies. What if becomes, and then what becomes, and if that, then this. All day, quietly. Plop, plop, plop. By midweek, the bag's gotten heavier. I'm slower, a little more tired, a little shorter with people. But hey, I'm coping. This is just life, isn't it? And then comes night. Lights off, quiet, and suddenly that backpack is all I can feel. 2 a.m. is when the stones get loud. Every worry takes its turn. The replays. The worst-case scenarios. Conversations that haven't even happened yet, that I'm somehow already losing. And here's what nobody warns you about worry. It feels productive. Like if I just think about the problem hard enough, long enough, I can somehow control the outcome. But I can't. I never could. Worry doesn't empty tomorrow of its troubles. It empties today of its strength. I was so busy bracing for a future that mostly never came, I was missing the actual life right in front of me. I missed sunsets staring at that bag. Missed conversations. Missed whole ordinary good days. Because my mind was 3 days into a future that hadn't even shown up. And one heavy, sleepless night, a question finally cut through. Why am I carrying a bag I was never asked to carry? Because by now, the bag was enormous. I'd packed it with so many what-ifs I could barely stand up straight. And almost none of them, almost none, had actually come true. I actually looked at some of them. What if I lose the job? Still had the job? What if they're mad at me? They weren't. I'd hauled around years of disasters that simply never happened. Mark Twain supposedly said it. I've had a great many troubles in my life, and most of them never happened. That was me, a lifetime of carrying imaginary weight. So I tried to just put it down, just stop worrying, relax, let it go. But you can't white-knuckle your way out of worry. The harder I tried to not think about the stones, the heavier they got. Just don't worry is the most useless advice on earth. It's like telling someone who's drowning to just breathe. I needed more than willpower. I needed somewhere to put it down. And I just sank under it. Tired in a way sleep doesn't fix. Tired of carrying a future I can't control with a strength I don't have. And from down there, flattened under the weight, I noticed something I'd been too distracted to see. A warmth. A light at the edge of the room. Soft, patient, like it had been there the whole time, just waiting. And it was like the light said, not in words, but I felt it. You were never supposed to carry that by yourself. Why don't you bring it here? So I did. I dragged that ridiculous, overstuffed bag toward the light. And it was the hardest, most honest few steps I'd taken in a long time. And I set it down, right there in the warmth. I didn't have to fix it or sort it or solve every stone first. I just had to stop carrying it alone. And the second the weight left my shoulders, I stood up straight for the first time in I don't know how long. I could breathe. I could actually look up instead of down at the load. The Bible literally invites this. Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. Cast it. Throw it. Hand the whole heavy bag over because He actually cares.
Not in a distant way, in a give-it-to-me way.
Now, handing it over didn't mean the problems vanished. Some stones were real. Real bills, real diagnoses, real hard things. But I wasn't carrying them alone anymore, and I wasn't carrying the imaginary ones at all. And that's when it clicked why worry is actually a sin and not just a quirk. It's not because feeling afraid is evil. It's because worry is me saying, God, I don't trust you to handle this, so I'll carry it myself. Worry is misplaced trust. It's faith pointed the wrong direction. All that energy I poured into rehearsing disaster, that was supposed to be aimed at the one who actually holds tomorrow. But before we go further, I have to stop and say something really important, because there's a version of this message that does a lot of harm. Habitual worry, the what-if stones we pile up by choice, that's a trust thing we can hand over. But anxiety as an illness, that is not the same thing, and it is not a sin. If your anxiety comes from your body, your brain chemistry, your wiring, a trauma you survived, that's not you failing to trust God. That's a real condition. And the most faithful thing you can do might be to talk to a doctor or a counselor. There's zero shame in that. None. God is not standing over the anxious heart with a wagging finger. He's the gentlest with the people carrying the most. Getting help, therapy, medicine, a trusted friend, those can be His kindness reaching you. He works through all of it. So when I talk about the worry stones, I mean the ones we choose to keep picking up. The what-ifs we feed on purpose. The control we grip when we could hand it over. That kind of worry, we can learn to set down. And it's worth learning. And Jesus had a lot to say about this exact thing. He pointed at the birds. They don't stockpile and panic, and God feeds them. He pointed at wildflowers, dressed better than kings, and they don't worry for a second. And his point was so tender. If I take care of the sparrows and the flowers, how much more will I take care of you? You're my child. You matter infinitely more than a bird. And then he says the line that undoes me every time. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. In other words, you only have to carry today, just today's stones. That's it. I'd been packing for 100 tomorrows that weren't even mine to carry yet. God gives grace for today. He doesn't hand you Friday's grace on Monday. So why was I trying to carry Friday's weight on a Monday back? And there's this promise. Don't be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer, hand it to God. And the peace of God, which is bigger than your understanding, will guard your heart. Prayer is literally how you transfer the bag. I love that word, guard. Like peace becomes a soldier standing watch over your heart, blocking the worst case scenarios at the door. That's what I'd been missing. Not better worrying, a guard. Now, let me be honest. I didn't get healed of worry in one dramatic moment. The bag didn't vanish forever. Some mornings, I wake up and find I've quietly picked it back up in my sleep. But here's the difference now. I notice it faster. And instead of hauling it for 3 more days, I just set it back down. Sometimes I'm setting that bag down 20 times a day. And that's okay. That's not failure. That's the practice. Casting your cares isn't a one-time event. It's a habit, a muscle. Every time the bag sneaks back on, you hand it over again and again. And slowly, the carrying gets lighter. And the sunsets came back. The conversations came back. I started actually living in today instead of bracing for a tomorrow that mostly never arrives anyway. Worry promised to protect me. All it ever did was rob me of peace, of presence, of the good gifts sitting right in front of me the whole time. So if you're hunched under a backpack of what-ifs right now, let me hand you what finally helped me set mine down. 1. Name the stone. Worry hides in vague dread. Actually ask, what specifically am I afraid of? Most of the time, once it's named, you realize it's a maybe someday, not a right now. 2. Sort it. Is this something I can do something about today? Then do that one thing. That's wisdom, not worry. Is it out of my hands? Then it goes straight to God. Action or surrender.
There's no third pile called carry it around forever. 3. Hand it over out loud. Literally pray it. God, this one's too big for me. I'm giving it to you. Naming it to him is how the bag changes shoulders. 4. Trade worry for thanks. It's almost impossible to panic and be grateful at the same time. So when the bag gets heavy, I start naming things I'm thankful for. Gratitude is worry's kryptonite. And 5, the big one. If the weight is more than a habit, if it's anxiety that grips your body, steals your sleep, won't let go no matter how much you pray, please get real help. A doctor, a counselor. That's not weak faith. That's wisdom. And God is right there in it with you. Jesus said it so simply. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. That's an invitation to anyone hauling a heavy bag. Come here. Set it down. Rest. Worry whispers that carrying the weight is responsible, that if you stop bracing, everything falls apart. But you were never the one holding it all together. He is. You can let go and the world keeps spinning. You don't have to figure out all of tomorrow, tonight. You just have to carry today. And you don't even carry that alone. So the next time you feel that bag sliding back onto your shoulders, and you will, don't panic about the panic. Just notice it, name it, and hand it over. As many times as it takes. Worry really is a sin we rarely name. But naming it isn't about guilt. It's about freedom. Because the moment you call it what it is, you can finally hand it where it belongs. I still feel worry knock. I just don't let it move in and rearrange the furniture anymore. The bag has an owner now, and it isn't me. Man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. And his word to the worried heart today is gentle. Give it to me. I've got it. I've got you. So set the bag down. Today. Right now, even. You don't have to carry one more imaginary tomorrow. You just have to take one honest step toward the light. And if the weight is heavier than a habit, if it's the kind that needs a doctor or a counselor, taking that step is brave and it's good. And God walks every bit of it with you. Whatever you're carrying today, you don't have to white-knuckle it alone. There's a light at the edge of the room. It's been there the whole time, and it's saying, bring it here. Thanks for spending this time with me today. Now go set that bag down. You'll be amazed how tall you stand without it. Before you go, if this lifted some weight off you today, smash that like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow.